Hi, I'm Peter Capaldi. I play the Doctor, and you're watching EMS Productions.
Hello everybody, welcome along to today's video where I'm going to be having a little bit of an analysis and a few thoughts about the Doctor Who Series 10 official trailer that we've just had released, the proper actual trailer for the series that's sort of going to be shown on TV and that kind of thing that we saw in the half-time of another football match, because that's what they seem to do nowadays. Chuck a Doctor Who clip on in the football, because why not? So I'm just going to sort of talk you through some of the trailer and what I think's kind of going on, really. Now, I'm not going to quite in the same way as I did with the one at Christmas literally break it down scene by scene and kind of discuss it in that sense. Just I'm going to give more of a general overview of some of the things I've seen in it, kind of thing. And, well, first thing that strikes me is lots of very impressive sort of visuals. You've got this massive pyramid shot at the very beginning of the trailer. You've got the shots of the sort of emoji world or whatever it is in episode 2 from the filming in Valencia in Spain. That's another stunning setting. You've got this incredible spaceship as well. I'm not quite sure what episode that is or anything like that, but there's a lot of really impressive visuals throughout the trailer showing really... I mean, we often see that in Doctor Who trailers, to be fair. We do see a few good visuals, but it just sort of seemed more noticeable than usual with this trailer to see a lot of fantastic looking sort of scenery and a lot of variety as well. It wasn't just kind of like Series 9, there was a lot of just the sort of dulled down kind of colours of similar sort of dark worlds and all this kind of thing. And I mean, it's also good to see that, unlike with Series 9, they've toned up the colours a little bit. Because on a lot of shots of when they were on Earth, in the various episodes of Series 9, it was all seemed to have a very sort of dark blue kind of tweak to it. It was kind of like it had been darkened, everything had been darkened to make a bit more gritty and a bit more sort of darker, as it were, and that was quite noticeable, whereas looking at this trailer everything seems to be a lot more brighter and vibrant for a series which probably is trying to reflect a slightly lighter tone and a more vibrant tone to it, which, as much as I love Series 9, was lacking in the series, and that showed in the visuals as well. So I think that's good to see a much more vibrant looking sort of series to come. Of course, we'll get a few more of the fairly standard shots of Bill asking questions and going, "Oh, doesn't it look like a kitchen, the TARDIS," kind of thing, which, unlike a lot of people, does not annoy me. I'm absolutely fine with that. And I think people should just try giving Bill a chance rather than a 2-minute clip and a couple of short trailers. Why didn't you actually try and give her an episode to win her over before just saying, "Oh, she's definitely terrible, I've seen a clip, that's it, I give up, I'm closed to her, she's definitely going to be terrible." Why don't we try being positive, guys, and actually go in thinking she might be good? And I think she will be. But it's just depressing to see so much negativity on social media of people saying, "Oh, she's going to be terrible," when we've literally seen none of her. And yes, of course, there are the emoji robots appearing in this trailer as well, that speak emoji, as Bill says. The Frank Cottrell voice written episode, aka the guy who wrote In the Forest of the Night. It looks like it will be quite a good episode visually. These shots from when they did the filming in Valencia do look very impressive in that alien world, but you sense emoji robots, the plot might leave something to be desired. But you never know. I'll go in with an open mind and we'll see what happens. We also get to see a few shots for the first time from Mark Gatiss' episode 10, the Ice Warrior episode set on Mars this year. It was nice to see a couple of shots of that and a shot of what seems to be the new Ice Warrior. Maybe an Ice King or an Ice Lord or something like that, maybe redesigned. I can't quite remember all the Ice Warrior characters over the years. I need to rewatch all the various Ice Warrior stories, which I'm going to do at some point before that episode airs. But it was good to see a few more shots of that episode as well. I mean, there was only a couple of brief shots really, and one of the Ice Warrior itself, but just good to see a few more variety in shots from various different episodes. It has to be said there are a few reused shot in this trailer. You've got various ones from sort of the Sarah Dollard's episode, the one with the monster under the Thames or something, with all the snowy setting to it. There's several reused shots from that. Clearly there's also reused shots from what now appears to be episode 1 with the Daleks and Bill and that kind of thing. Bringing me on to that, of course, slightly surprisingly, it does now appear that the whole Dalek stuff is going to be episode 1, because we saw this woman in the first trailer, who's sort of the watery face thing we thought was something to do with the flood. She's now saying exterminate, so clearly it's a Dalek episode, and she seemed very likely was going to be in episode 1. So it does appear to all be coming together that episode 1 is going to be a Dalek story for the 3rd series out of the last 4. Take of that what you will. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but maybe some people will say too many Dalek stories. We'll see. See if something original is done about it, and it certainly does look like the clip from last year is going to be an integral part of that first episode. Maybe that will sort of be soon after Bill and the Doctor have met, sort of met at the university or something, then flown off for whatever reason, met the Daleks, and then suddenly we fit in that little clip and carry on with the rest of the episode. Maybe that's how it's going to pan out, but it certainly does look like episode 1 is going to be a Dalek story. Other than that, we get a few quick shots of Rona Munro's episode, The Eaters of Light, or what at least appears to be that, with the Doctor, Bill and Nardole seemingly having spears pointed at them and rather trapped up by some people. I think that suggests it's certainly a historical episode to some degree. Hard to tell exactly what era it's set in and what it's about. We don't really know anything other than obviously the title, The Eaters of Light. So it'll be interesting to see quite what pans out with that, but nice to see a few more shots of that episode as well. And also a little bit of Capaldi's dialogue with the ominous "something is coming" in front of these mysterious massive doors that appear to have Gallifreyan symbols on them. Is that a link to Gallifrey or another Gallifrey story or something like that? I wonder. Hard to say at the moment. Maybe it's some foreshadowing linking to Capaldi's exit, but it's just building up the mystery and the intrigue for the series ahead, I think. Another one of the new villains for this series is the ones with the sort of mashed up faces and disintegrating faces that look rather disturbing. I'm fairly sure they're from Toby Whithouse's episode, which is sort of episode 7 or 8 or something around that end. We've seen a few shots of that. I don't know anything about the plot or anything, just that there's these odd looking monsters that look like their faces are sort of disintegrating. I think that's also the ones where we've got those shots of the desert. I think that's where it's set, sort of in like South America or something like that. I don't really know the specifics. This is kind of trying to put various little bits together, but that seems to be what it's about. And of course, we have to mention the return of Missy. For the first time we get to see some shots of her in the trailer, a couple of interesting looking shots of her just sort of spread out on a table. I have seen a few people talking about this, and it's something that I would really like to see. I would love it if that shot is from inside Missy's TARDIS, or the Master's TARDIS. Since Doctor Who came back, New Who started, we have not actually seen the Master's TARDIS in any form. So I think it would be absolutely brilliant if we could finally give the Master a proper TARDIS again, or Missy a TARDIS again, because it feels like that was quite a big part of Classic Who, because it was always that it was disguised as something else because the Chameleon circuit wasn't broken, so it was always blending in, and then we'd suddenly discover it, oh look, that's what the TARDIS was all the time, and in the various Master stories, and I always thought that was a nice little addition to it. So I think it would be nice if we can reintroduce that into this series. And I think it has been sort of indicated because I think by reading facial expressions from Michelle Gomez saying something about wouldn't it be nice if there was the TARDIS back, and Stephen Moffat not looking very happy that she'd said that at a convention or something. I mean, maybe that's reading too much into everything, but it could indicate that we might be getting in Missy's TARDIS back, and I think it would be absolutely fantastic if we do. So certainly that is one of the big things I'm hoping to see in Series 10. And of course we do also get a brief shot of a Mondasian Cyberman, showing already that Rachel Talalay knows how to shoot and direct shots of the Mondasian Cybermen, even if their costumes look a bit naff at long distance. Clearly using nice creepy close-up, low-angle close-up shots like that are really effective, and it does look sort of really menacing and odd and threatening, which sometimes some of the more long shots don't really do. So I'm already filled with confidence that Rachel Talalay is going to be able to easily pull off the return of the Mondasian Cybermen. And I will come to a bit more of rumours and everything flying around about the finale at the end of this video. I'll mention a little bit more about that from a few things I might have heard. Now, one of the last and slightly random and unexpected things that we saw in this trailer was that Nardole gets the Fourth Doctor's sonic screwdriver for some reason. Another little nod to the past reference. I'm sure Moffat just couldn't resist it really. So for whatever reason, not quite sure how that's fitting in narratively, or maybe just Nardole needs to have a sonic screwdriver and that was one that he had out the back, left her out in the TARDIS somewhere. So we get to see the 4th/3rd, 4th/5th Doctor's sonic screwdriver back in Doctor Who again, which I quite like. It's a nice little addition. I mean, unlike a lot of people, I'm looking forward to Nardole and Matt Lucas in Series 10. I've enjoyed him so far, and I think he's going to be a good addition to the show again this year. And I think it'll be nice to have a TARDIS trio again, because it very much does look like Matt Lucas and Nardole is a major character for the series, is the other companion for the series, unlike sort of just a little extra that occasionally pops up at the start and the end of the episodes. He's properly involved in every single episode, it certainly appears. And personally, I'm happy about that. Now, I did say I would come back and talk a little bit more about some rumours of the finale. Obviously, we got the announcement last week, and I did a quick video on about the Mondasian Cybermen returning. But it also appears, I'm sure a lot of you will have seen it anyway, but I thought in case you haven't, spoiler warning, obviously, there will be some major spoilers that I might be saying in the next 2 to 3 minutes, so probably just quit off the video now if you don't want to hear any major spoilers about the series finale. Simple as. So from the filming pictures, we've obviously seen that there is also the 2006 Cybermen, the Lumix Cybermen, and the 2013 Nightmare and Silver Cybermen appearing. At least those 3 versions of the Cybermen. We haven't seen any others at the moment, but that's not to say we won't also see sort of a 1970s Cyberman or the Invasion style Cybermen, anything like that. We don't know for sure, but certainly we're going to get at least those 3 types. And I've also seen a picture of a new Cyber Leader, a 2006 Cyberman, but a new type of sort of black helmet Cyber Leader kind of thing. So it looks like it's a major mishmash of Cybermen. I'm not sure whether they're all coming together to form some sort of alliance or something. I really have no idea what the plot of the series is, of the sort of episodes are. Just lots of different incarnations of Cybermen appearing all together for whatever reason. I really can't tell why at this stage. They've also got those rather disturbing looking top knots, as they're called, with like sort of sheets that are knotted up on the top of their head so you can't see the head. It's just sort of like a half finished kind of original Cyberman, it looks like, which all looks rather creepy and disturbing. But yeah, plot wise, I don't have a clue what's going to happen in the finale, just that we're seeing multiple Cybermen. And one other potentially major spoiler, so do click off this video now if you don't want to know, because this potentially is a massive spoiler for the end of Series 10. I have been reading up on the forums and stuff, and the few rumours going around, the spoilers and speculation threads, are that Russell Bradley will be returning to play the First Doctor again in the finale of Series 10. I have no way I can confirm this, I've just seen it on being heavily discussed on various forums from people in the know, supposedly, who are saying that Russell Bradley will be returning to play the First Doctor. Don't know how that fits into the plot, I have absolutely no idea, but that has been a rumour rolling around the last sort of 3 or 4 days, that he may be returning to play the First Doctor in the finale. I don't have a clue. I think it would be interesting. I'm not quite sure how they'd fit it in, really. Clearly it's all trying to link in with the 10th planet. A lot of it sounds like they're trying to mirror the 10th planet again, and maybe that will lead to Capaldi regenerating at the end of Series 10 rather than at Christmas. I mean, to some degree I would kind of prefer that. Obviously we lose an episode with Capaldi, but I feel like it would be better to go in the hurrah of an end of a series rather than holding on for another 6 months to just a one-off Christmas special kind of thing. I think having a big build-up and then him regenerating at the end of the series would probably be better. Obviously they've already said it'll be Christmas, so it seems unlikely they just flat out lied about that. But given all the parallels they seem to be bringing into the 10th planet, and potentially it being called, I've seen sort of rumoured titles of the finale being the First Planet or something like that, it could suggest that maybe he's going to regenerate at the end of Series 10. But who knows, and I have no idea whether this Russell Bradley rumour is true. It's just something I've seen around. And well, that's about all there is to say about sort of the trailer itself and various rumours at the moment. I just thought one other thing what I thought was quite nice to mention was what seemed to be a huge amount of positivity around the show. Generally, when this trailer went out yesterday, sort of scrolling through social media, through Twitter, I'm seeing a lot of people who have been very critical of the Capaldi era and a lot of Moffat's episodes all seem to be very excited and very positive about the show, which sort of has been lacking in the last 2 to 3 years. There's been a lot of negativity, and so although Facebook, you've still got all the moaners and everything that sort of hate Bill from the second she saw Moffat was writing the episode, therefore it will be terrible by default. But it did seem to just generally be a fair bit more positivity around the show, so I really think, and personally I think this series looks like it's going to be really, really good. It just sort of looks like everything could come together for one final hurrah of a final series for Moffat, but also the beginning of something. As we've seen with the very interestingly titled episode 1 of the next series is going to be called The Pilot. Maybe it'll have a double meaning of something to do with a pilot, or the Doctor being the pilot of a TARDIS, but obviously a pilot episode is the first episode of a new show. And it does very much seem to be Moffat's intention with this series to try and have it as a soft reboot, kind of starting afresh. Episode 1 of Series 10 could be episode 1 of the show kind of thing. And I think that is a very sort of a different sort of approach to take to try and really refresh things, given that it's only going to be one series and then we'll have a new showrunner, a new Doctor and everything. I mean, it does seem like a sort of a slightly odd tack to take at this point, and something that I'm not quite sure how he's going to achieve, because you've still got the same Doctor and you've still got the same lead writer. I feel like from the audience point of view, until the Doctor changes, it's not really feel like a new era. Even with a new companion, I can understand that is a big thing and it will, for some people, feel new. But I still struggle to see quite how they're going to be able to make it feel completely new and sort of a new show almost, when you've still got the same lead actor and the same person writing the show that you have had for the last 3 years. I'm optimistic, and I would like it. I think it'd be nice to have something a bit more fresh. I think that's what a lot of people are looking forward to, because it does feel like quite a fresh series, despite it being Moffat's 6th series that he's writing. It just, a lot of the trailers and everything does look a little bit new and fresh. And I think that's positive for the show, because I think at this stage it does need something a bit more fresh and something new coming into it. Clearly, next year it will be completely new and fresh by then. For Series 11, new lead writer, new lead actor, it's just going to be new, different, fresh. But even this year it looks like we're going to have a bit more of that, and I think that's positive for the show, because as much as Series 9 was fantastic, it did feel like you're reaching the end of that sort of era of the show, and something else needed to have the era with Clara and the 12th Doctor, that sort of darker feel of the show as well. It was all leading down one way and sort of obviously peaked with the end of Series 9 and everything, and then I think it was right to sort of go off at a different tangent at this point, have a slightly lighter show, and just have something a little bit different. I think we really are going to get that with Series 10. So that's just about it for this video, guys. It's just over a month to go until Series 10, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be trying to pump out the videos up until Series 10. Any news we get, any previews, I'm going to obviously be trying to talk about as much of it as I can. I'll obviously do a full-on preview of the series, a nice long video discussing what we know so far, what I'm looking forward to, analysing some of the episodes that are coming up, and some thoughts on it when we get episode titles and all this kind of thing, just to kind of give you a nice little preview for the show and the series ahead. And then, of course, once the series starts, reviews of every episode, videos with theories about things that are going to happen in the series, maybe if there's an arc or little hints and teasers, my little theories about that, and previews of some of the big episodes as well, all this kind of thing. I'm looking to really kind of bash out all these videos to really get you involved as well, getting you guys to give your comments on these videos and just sort of really let me know what you're thinking about the series as it goes along, what you're liking, what you're not liking. I'm really looking forward to being able to do that, as it is the first sort of series since I started doing YouTube properly that's actually been on TV, so it'll really be nice to actually react and review episodes as they happen when we don't know what's going to happen next, where I haven't really had that opportunity yet. Obviously there was Class, but that wasn't quite the same because it was Class. So that's it for this video. I'll see you again very soon. Certainly I hope within the next week for another video. Not quite sure what at the moment, but I'm sure it'll be a good one. So remember to like the video, subscribe if you're new here. Do comment below what you thought of the trailer, what your thoughts are for Series 10. Are you looking forward to it or not so much? Do let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you again very soon for another video. Goodbye.